Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside the Russian Campaign. This is a game designed by John Edwards and published by Compass Games. The Russian Campaign is a game that needs no introduction. It's been around forever, since 1974 as it says on the box cover, and it is now back in print thanks to Compass doing another great reprint. This is a classic, it really is. It's used widely in tournaments at different war game conventions. It's just a great, simple war game you can sit down and just enjoy. It's been years since I last played, so it's great to see it back in print, and now I have a copy on my table. So let's take a look at the back of the box and see what this game's all about. The Russian Campaign Original 1974 edition, recognized as one of the finest war games ever published, and winner of the 1976 CSR Awards. Enjoy this remake of the original 1974 Jedco game covering the Eastern Front during World War II that is short on rules and playing time. Relive a true wargaming classic with rules that are easy to learn, yet require cunning strategies to achieve ultimate victory. An ideal wargame for beginners, the Russian Campaign also serves as a fast-playing, tense contest for experienced gamers. In this game, the more mobile German army must strike quickly, and if the attack fails, must conduct a mobile defense, for the Russian player can lose the game while attacking. The flavor of the campaign captured with simple rules covering weather effects, rail movement, sea movement, HQ units, Stuka units, Russian paratroopers, combat supply and isolation, Russian partisan activity, replacements, and automatic victory conditions to help recreate a tense and action-packed gaming experience that you can complete in a single sitting. And you can see an example of the map and the counters over here. The components, we get one 22 by 34 inch mounted map, one counter sheet of half-inch counters, two Playwright cards, one initial setup display, one rulebook, two 6-sided dice. It is rated as low complexity. Each turn equals 2 months. Map scale is 32 miles per hex. Unit scale are armies and corps. It is for 1 to 2 players, and the solitaire suitability is high. Average time to play is 5 hours or less, and it is recommended for ages 14 and up. So let's take a look inside and see what we get. And we get some baggies, our 2d6 sealed for freshness, our really thin rule book, counter sheet, and our mounted map, which is also sealed for freshness. So let's set up the map and take a closer look at the game. And here's a look at the mounted map that comes with the game. It's a beautifully done map, and again, Compass gets it right out of the box. Board lays flat. No backbending, no fighting with it. Just put it down on the table, bam, lays nice and flat. Everything you need is right here on the map. The top left, we have the movement chart. Next to that, we have the Russian order of arrival, a box for eliminated units, the combat results table, and the Black Sea movement box, as well as the terrain key underneath that. On the German side, we have the movement chart, game turn track, impulse track, weather table, Baltic Sea movement, Stuka table, and the German order of arrival, as well as the German eliminated units box. Everything you could need is right here, like I said. You're also going to see it on the Playwrights, but it's easier when you have it all on the map. You can just look right down at it and get rocking and rolling with the game. As I said, the key to this game is simplicity. Straightforward rule set, pretty easy game to grok, very fast playing game, but still some tough decisions that have to be made. That's why it has stood the test of time, and it is a classic. And it's great to see Compass has brought it back for us to enjoy. And we'll take a look at the Playwright that comes with the game. Just like I was saying, you have everything you could need right on the map. Well, it's also in hand too with the Playwright card. We have the weather table, Black Sea movement, movement chart, and the CRT, as well as the sequence of play for both the German and the Russian player. And on the back of the Playwright chart, we have the terrain effects chart, Stuka table, a breakdown of the units and the different unit types, as well as the nationalities that are in the game, an explanation of the game markers, and then understanding how reinforcements and setup information is used in the game. And the other player aid we get is the initial setup, which gives you the setups for both the German and the Soviet militaries in the different locations, making setup a breeze. And here's a look at the counter sheet that comes with the game. At the top we have the German units, below that we have SS, Luftwaffe, Romanian, Hungarian, Italian, and Finnish troops, as well as some administrative counters. And on the right-hand side, we have the Soviet units, along with the rest of the administrative counters for the game. Next, we'll take a look at the rules. This is a 12-page full-color rulebook. Inside of the front cover, we have the table of contents. Then we get into the introduction and the components, which will give you a breakdown of all the different components that we've already looked at and how to understand them. Then we have the sequence of play starting on page 4, and it walks you through all steps in the sequence of play. We have movement, terrain effects on movement, stacking, automatic victory, rail movement, zones of control, sea movement, the Baltic Sea, Black Sea, and the Sea of Azov, invasion, combat starts on page 7. And we've got a couple of illustrated examples of play. Combat results, retreat, isolation, combat supply, and then we get to reinforcements and replacements on page 9. Then we have some special rules here on page 10, and then optional rules start on page 11. So like what, maybe 7 or 8 pages of rules. Not at all a difficult rule book to grok. And then we get to the back of the rule book where we have the index and then the timeline of the Russian campaign. And that is a look at everything you get inside of the Russian campaign. This is a game designed by John Edwards and published by Compass Games. Well, as I said before, this is a classic that has stood the test of time. Originally published in 1974, and that's probably not too long after that I played it, like maybe within 10 years after it was first released, is the last time I actually played it. So I'm real excited to get this one on the table and play it again. Compass did a fantastic job, as they always do with these reissues of these older games. They do an amazing job of updating them and giving us some fantastic components so we can kind of go back and revisit these old classics. And this is definitely a classic that I think everyone should have on their shelf. So if you're a new wargamer looking to get into hex and counter war games, this is definitely one you should check out. If you're looking to bring in a new wargamer, this is one you should have on your table and get them to play, because they can easily understand this game and have a lot of fun playing a real true war game that will maybe start a lifelong passion like we all share here with war games. Well, I hope that helps you guys out if you'd be curious about this one. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.